I've told students, if when they got out of school, they got a punch card with 20 punches on it, and that's all the investment decisions they got to make in their entire life, they would get very rich because they would think very hard about each one. And you don't need 20 right decisions to get very rich. 4 or 5 will probably do it over time.
You will work approximately 90,000 hours in your lifetime. 90,000 hours. And at the end of it, the average American retires with less than $10,000 in savings. That is not a coincidence. That is a design. From the moment you were born, a system was built around you. School, to teach you how to be a good employee. College, to give you debt that forces you to take any job offered. The job, to trade your time for money, just enough to survive, never enough to escape. Taxes, to take 30 to 40% of everything you earn before you even see it. And retirement, a promise that if you work hard enough, long enough, you'll get to rest before you die. This is the income trap, and 95% of people will live inside it their entire lives. But there was one man born in Omaha, Nebraska in 1930, who looked at this system, understood exactly how it worked, and at age 11 decided he would never be trapped inside it. His name is Warren Buffett. Today he is worth $130 billion. Not because he worked harder than you, not because he was smarter than you, not because he got lucky, but because at age 11, he learned the one rule that changes everything. And by the end of this video, you will know it too. Warren Edward Buffett was born on August 30th, 1930 in Omaha, Nebraska. His father, Howard Buffett, was a stockbroker. Most kids in the 1930s played outside. Warren Buffett was studying how money worked. At age 6, he bought 6 packs of Coca-Cola for 25 cents each from his grandfather's grocery store and sold individual cans for 5 cents each. Profit, 5 cents per pack. Simple arithmetic, except he wasn't selling soda, he was testing a business model. At age 11, Warren Buffett bought his first stock, City Service Preferred, 3 shares, $38 each. Total investment, $114. He watched it drop to $27 he held. It climbed back to $40 he sold. Profit, $6. 3 days later, City Service stock hit $200. That mistake, selling too early, became one of the most important lessons of his life. He was 11 years old. At age 13, he filed his first tax return, deducted his bicycle as a business expense. He had 500 newspaper customers on his route. He was earning more money than his school teachers. At age 17, he started a pinball machine business with a friend. They bought a used machine for $25, placed it in a barber shop. Within months, 3 machines, generating $50 per week in passive income, $50 per week. While he was still in high school, he was not trading time for money. He was building a system that generated money while he slept. By age 20, Warren Buffett had saved $9,800. In today's money, approximately $120,000. Not from a salary, from systems, from compounding, from ownership. Here is what that means for you. While most of his classmates were thinking about what job to get after school, Buffett was already thinking like an owner. The difference between an employee and an operator is not talent. It is not intelligence. It is not luck. It is one question, asked at the right age. How do I make money work for me instead of me working for it? Warren Buffett once described his philosophy in a single sentence. Life is like a snowball. The important thing is finding wet snow and a really long hill. Most people hear that and think it's just a metaphor. It is not a metaphor. It is the most precise description of compound interest ever spoken. Here is what compound interest actually means. If you invest $10,000 today at 20% annual returns, in 10 years, $61,000. In 20 years, $383,000. In 30 years, $2.4 million, $10,000. 30 years, $2.4 million. You did not work for that $2.4 million. You did not trade 90,000 hours for it. Your money worked while you slept, while you lived your life, while you did anything else. Now, here's the part nobody tells you. Buffett made $130 billion in his lifetime. $97 billion of that came after his 65th birthday. Let that sink in. He is not rich because he was a great stock picker in his 30s. He is rich because he started at age 11 and never stopped. He found wet snow. He found a very, very long hill. Now look at what Berkshire Hathaway has done since 1965. When Buffett took control, the stock was worth about $19 per share. Today, each share is worth over $700,000. If you had invested $10,000 in Berkshire Hathaway in 1965, your investment today would be worth over $300 million. $10,000 to $300 million. Not in one decade, over 6 decades. The snowball principle in its purest form. But here's the trap most people fall into. They wait. They say, I'll start investing when I have more money. They say, I'll start when the market is more stable. They say, I'll start when I'm ready. At 20, compound interest is your greatest weapon. At 30, it is still powerful. At 40, it is manageable. At 50, it is too late for the snowball to grow large enough. The most expensive financial mistake you will ever make is waiting. Not losing money on a bad investment. Not picking the wrong stock. Waiting. Buffett did not wait. He started at 11, and he never stopped. That is the snowball principle. Buffett once said, if your salary is your only source of income, you are one step away from poverty. That is not an exaggeration. That is a mathematical fact. And yet, 90% of people in the developed world have only one source of income, their salary. Let me show you exactly why this is the trap that kills financial freedom. Trap number 1, earned income. When you work a job and get paid a salary, the government taxes that income first. In the United States, 30 to 40% in federal and state taxes. In many countries in Europe, 40 to 50%. You do not earn $100,000, you earn $60,000, and you stop earning the moment you stop working. You get sick, income stops. You lose your job, income stops. You die, income stops. Your income is entirely dependent on your physical presence, your hours, your labor. This is the most fragile, most taxed, most precarious form of income that exists. And it is the only income most people ever have. Trap number 2, lifestyle inflation. Here is how it works. You get a raise. You feel successful. You buy a bigger car, a bigger apartment, better clothes. Your expenses rise to match your new income. 2 years later, you feel just as broke as before the raise. This is called lifestyle inflation, and it is the silent killer of wealth building. Buffett's response to lifestyle inflation? He still lives in the same house he bought in 1958 for $31,500. He still drives himself to McDonald's every morning for a $3.17 breakfast. His net worth, $130 billion. He is not rich despite living this way. He is rich shortly because of it. Trap number 3, the salary illusion. This is the most dangerous trap. When you earn a good salary, $80,000, $100,000, $150,000, you feel successful. You feel like you are building a life. But here is the truth. The top 1% of wealth earners in America receive 40% of their income from capital, from assets they own. The bottom 90% of Americans receive 100% of their income from wages, 100%. They own nothing that generates money for them. The salary illusion makes you feel wealthy while you are building nothing, while the clock runs down, while the snowball never starts rolling. Buffett understood this at age 11. There are 3 types of income. Earned income, taxed the most, stops when you stop. Portfolio income, from investments, taxed at capital gains rate. Passive income, from systems and assets, taxed the least. The wealthy live on portfolio and passive income. The middle class lives entirely on earned income. That is not inequality. That is financial literacy, or the lack of it. Warren Buffett has given thousands of interviews, written hundreds of annual letters to shareholders, spoken at hundreds of events. In all of that, 5 rules appear again and again, not as suggestions, as commandments. Rule 1, never lose money. Buffett's most famous rule is deceptively simple. Rule number 1, never lose money. Rule number 2, never forget rule number 1. Most people think this means don't make bad investments. It means something much deeper. If you lose 50% of your money, you need 100% return just to break even. You lose half, you need to double. just to get back to where you started. Protecting capital is not defensive thinking. It is the single most important offensive strategy in wealth building. Every dollar you don't lose is a dollar that can compound for 30 years. Rule 2, buy businesses, not stocks. Buffett never thinks of stocks as numbers on a screen. He thinks of them as fractional ownership of real businesses. When he bought Coca-Cola in 1988, he did not buy because the chart looked good. He bought because people would still drink Coca-Cola in 50 years. When he bought Apple, not because of technology speculation, because of the ecosystem, the brand loyalty, the switching cost. He calls it the moat, a competitive advantage so wide that competitors cannot cross it. He only buys businesses with moats. Everything else he ignores. Rule 3, be fearful when others are greedy and greedy when others are fearful. In 2008, when the global financial system was collapsing and everyone was selling, Buffett was buying. He wrote in a New York Times op-ed, "Buy American, I am." While the world panicked, in 2020, when COVID crashed markets 35% in 3 weeks, the best time to buy in a decade, the crowd is almost always wrong at the extremes. When everyone is euphoric, that is the time to be careful. When everyone is terrified, that is the time to buy. Rule 4, time in the market beats timing the market. Buffett has never tried to predict market crashes. He has never tried to time a perfect entry. He buys great businesses at fair prices and holds them, sometimes for decades. He has held Coca-Cola since 1988, over 35 years. He has held American Express since 1964, over 60 years. Time in the market, not timing the market. Rule 5, read 500 pages per day. This is the rule people most often ignore because it is inconvenient. Buffett estimates he spends 80% of his working day reading. Annual reports, financial statements, business news, history, biographies. Knowledge works exactly like compound interest, he says. It builds up, like compound interest. All of you can do it, but I guarantee not many of you will do it. The people who read accumulate an information advantage that compounds over decades. The people who don't read make decisions based on incomplete information, and they wonder why the wrong decisions keep happening. In 2006, Warren Buffett announced he would donate 99% of his wealth to charity, $130 billion to the Gates Foundation and other causes. He will keep 1%. 1% of $130 billion is $1.3 billion, his personal spending money. He lives in the same house he bought in 1958 for $30,500. In today's money, about $350,000. He could own any home on earth. He chose not to. He drives himself to work. He eats at McDonald's almost every morning. When the markets are down, he pays $2.95 for his McMuffin. When they're up, he pays $3.17. He has said this is the only financial decision he makes based on market conditions. People see this and think he is eccentric. He is old-fashioned. He is out of touch with how wealthy people live. They are wrong. He is making the most rational decision a person can make. Every dollar Warren Buffett spends is a dollar that cannot compound. At a 20% annual return, every $100 he spends today costs him $7,000 in 30 years. A $30,000 car costs him $2.1 million in compounded future value. He is not frugal because he has to be. He is frugal because he understands the true cost of spending. And yet, Buffett is not a cold, calculating machine. He measures success in a completely different way than his net worth suggests. In 2001, he said, "I measure success by how many people love me, and I know that the best way to be loved is to be lovable." $130 billion. And his benchmark for success is not his portfolio, it is his relationships. His longtime business partner, Charlie Munger, who died in 2023 at age 99, the best learning machine I have ever met. Not the best investor, the best learning machine. The paradox of Warren Buffett is this: the richest investor in American history lives more simply than most of his employees. The man with $130 billion measures success in love, not money. The most disciplined wealth builder in the world works 4 hours per day reading. He did not get rich by working harder. He got rich by thinking longer. And the most important question his life raises is not, how did he make so much money? The most important question is, why do we refuse to follow the same rules? Warren Buffett did not keep his methods secret. He wrote about them. He spoke about them. He gave interviews for 70 years. The information has always been available. The question has never been access. The question has always been, will you actually use it? Here are the 8 iron rules from Buffett's life, applied directly to yours, not his story, yours. Iron Rule 1, stop selling your time, start buying it back. Every hour you trade for money is an hour you will never own. Your job is not your income. It is your prison sentence, with a paycheck. Buffett understood this at age 17 when he built his pinball machine business. He was not working in the machines. He was owning them. The first question you must ask yourself every single day is, how do I create income that does not require my physical presence to exist? 1 hour building a system is worth more than 40 hours working inside one. Iron Rule 2, the first asset you must own is your own mind. Buffett reads 500 pages per day, not for entertainment, not for distraction, because knowledge compounds exactly like money, and it never gets taxed. Most people invest in things they barely understand. They buy stocks they cannot explain. They start businesses in industries they have not studied. Buffett spends years studying a business before he buys one share. Your reading habit, or your lack of one, is compounding right now. In 10 years, the gap between the person who reads and the person who doesn't is not a gap. It is a canyon. Iron Rule 3, never lose money, the rule nobody follows. This is the most counterintuitive rule in finance. Everyone focuses on returns. Buffett is obsessed with protection because mathematics is unforgiving. Lose 10%, need 11% to recover. Lose 30%, need 43% to recover. Lose 50%, need 100% to recover. Lose 90%, need 900% to recover. Most people chase gains. Operators protect capital. Before you ask, how much can I make? Ask, how much can I afford to lose? If the answer is nothing, that is your starting point. Iron Rule 4, build the snowball early or build it never. This is the rule that no one wants to hear because it sounds like it might be too late. At 20, compound interest is your greatest weapon. At 30, it is still powerful, but the hill is shorter. At 40, it is manageable, but the window is closing. At 50, the snowball has very little hill left. The best time to start was the day you got your first paycheck. The second best time is today. Not next month when you have more money. Not next year when the market stabilizes. Today. The cost of waiting 1 year at 20% return is enormous. The cost of waiting 1 decade is catastrophic. Iron Rule 5, own the system, don't work for it. You have exactly 2 positions in any economic system. You are an employee or you are an owner. There is no middle ground, no comfortable in between. When you work a job, you are converting your time into someone else's asset. Your 90,000 hours of labor builds their equity, not yours. Buffett chose ownership at age 11 when he bought 3 shares of Citi Service Preferred. You do not need to start a company to be an owner. You can buy fractional ownership of great businesses through stocks. You can build systems that generate passive income. You can invest in assets that appreciate over time. But you must choose employee or owner. That choice will determine everything else. Iron Rule 6, your lifestyle is your biggest liability. Every dollar you spend on looking wealthy is a dollar that cannot compound. Every luxury car that depreciates 20% per year. Every designer item purchased to signal status. Every upgrade to a bigger home when the current one is sufficient. These are not rewards for success. They are the price you pay for delaying wealth. Warren Buffett still lives in the same house he bought 66 years ago. Not because he cannot afford better, because he understands that the appearance of wealth and the building of wealth are opposite forces. You can look rich, or you can become rich. In most cases, you cannot do both at the same time. Iron Rule 7, Be greedy when others are fearful. The best investment opportunities of your life will happen during panic, during crashes, during crises, during the moments when everyone around you is selling everything and calling it the end of the world. 2000, 2008, 2020, every time, the same story. Every time, the people who bought during the panic became wealthy. Every time, the people who sold during the panic locked in their losses permanently. The crowd is almost always wrong at the extremes. Your job is not to follow the crowd. Your job is to understand value well enough that when the crowd panics, you can move while they freeze. Iron Rule 8. The income trap is a choice. This is the hardest iron rule to accept because it removes all excuses. You are not in the income trap because the system is unfair. You are not in the income trap because you were born in the wrong family. You are not in the income trap because opportunities do not exist. You are in the income trap because you have been playing by the system's rules. Trading time for money, living on earned income alone, waiting to start. Warren Buffett read the same economic manual everyone else received. He simply refused to follow the parts that were designed to keep him working. The exit has always been there. Most people just never looked for it. The question is not whether Warren Buffett's rules work. 60 years of 20% annual returns is not a theory, it is proof. The question is, when will you start using them? You now know the income trap. You know why 95% of people never escape it. You know the 8 rules of the man who built $130 billion. Are you building a snowball, or are you still selling your time? That's all. Subscribe if you want to think like an operator. Next week, we decode another mind that built an empire. See you then.